Hello, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you're doing good. Okay, so today we will be reviewing Pearson Edexcel International A Level Business Unit 4, which is Global Business. So we will walk through the question paper from October 2025 along with the mark scheme. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so in this, it's an 80 marks question paper. Uh, You'll get 2 hours to answer them. So in the first section, we have 5 questions over here. In total, 40 marks for this section. So let's go through the first question. So using extract A, calculate to 2 decimal places the percentage increase in the export revenue between December 23 and January 24. So this is a very popular question over here, percentage increase. Okay. And so in many contexts, you may get this kind of question, and you need to use the popular formula, new value minus old value divided by the old value multiplied by 100. It's a very easy question if you can identify from the case. Okay, so let's move to the case, extract A. We'll try to find the value of December 23 and Jan 24. Okay. Okay, so here's the value here. Okay, so we have 18.1 billion for Jan 24 and 15.6 for December 23. Okay, so this is the new value. So 18.1 minus 15.6 divided by 15.6 multiplied by 100. Okay, so let's check the mark scheme. Okay, okay, so see, here's the answer here. So don't forget to show the calculation. Here's the calculation, and here's the answer. And one more thing I want to show you that see the question, it says 2 decimal. Okay, so you might lose marks if you don't show the answer in terms of 2 decimal. So see, 2 decimal means that after this point, you have to show 2 decimal. Okay, simple. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, so here the number B says that explain one disadvantages of specialization for countries such as Ireland. Okay, so let's see the marks. Okay, so this is a 4 marks question. So in this 4 marks question, in the very first sentence, you need to mention the one disadvantages they're looking for. Okay. One disadvantages of specialization. And in the next two question sentence, you need to use application of Ireland. And in the last sentence, you need to analyze. So let's go through. So here's a sample answer from the mark scheme. So over-reliance, that's a problem. Okay, so after mentioning this over-reliance on one area of the economy, specialization seems like a big problem, right? You're depending too much on one area. Okay, so this is a disadvantage. Okay, so in the first sentence, you'll mention the disadvantage, and then the next two sentences, you'll come up with something from the case. So see, numerical figures are one of my favorites. See, 1,000 people, 48%. See, these are very easy to identify from the case and link it with the case. Okay, so let's go back to the case again. Mm, So see, we have in the extract B, we have Ireland's medical technology. Mhm. Then here we have FDI, research and development, skill shortage in Ireland. Okay. So see from far away, you can see lots of numerical figure. You don't have the time. You might not have the time to go through everything. So quickly skim through and find some answer related to this topic of specialization. Okay. So see, so 100,000 employee and 48% of Ireland's total export is from medical. That means what? They are focusing on medical and pharmaceutical product. So see, oh yeah, here, see. And there's one application here. You can also use this 10 medtech company, 10 biopharm company. So in the Mars scheme, they have used this one. Okay. Then again, you can talk about the export. It's a different case. Okay. Okay, so see that you can see the data here. 48% of Ireland's total export is from this medical and pharmaceutical product. Okay. Mm, so quickly go through and find that what they're specializing on. Yeah. So 48% is a huge number. So we can say, yeah, this is the specialization here. Okay, so after this two application sentence, in the last sentence, we will analyze why this is a disadvantage. So competition from cheaper products such as China or India may take market share away from uh, Ireland and harm the economy. Okay, so if we depend only on medical and pharmaceutical product, there's a threat that China, or India, they may come up with a cheaper option, and Ireland will be in big trouble. Okay, so let's move to the next question. So getting 4 out of 4 in the previous question was very simple. You just need to mention this 4 specific sentence, and it's easy to get this mark. Okay, then let's move to the next question. Mm, So here in number C, where the question is discuss the likely benefit of international trade for a country such as Ireland. Okay, so 8 months. Mm, so see, you may start with the definition of international trade. Okay, in this kind of question, you can start with defining a keyword. Okay, then focus on this benefit. That's the analysis part. And you must link with Ireland. That's the application part. And here it says discuss. So not only benefits, you also have to criticize the situation in the however part, that the benefit might not be so effective, or there might be some criticism or disadvantages. Yeah. And there is not fixed marks in this case, but you can have an idea like this. For knowledge, you'll get 2 marks. For application, 2 marks. Analysis, 2 marks. And evaluation, 2 marks. In the previous syllabus, it's not available anymore, but in that case, 8 marks meant this kind of distribution of marks. But here, there's no fixed mm, marking boundary inside the question in the total marks, but it's now focusing on the level. Okay. So see the level three. Level three, if you answer a level three quality answer, then you might get 6 to 8 marks. So you have to show accurate knowledge, and then you have to support with context. That means the application and Ireland in this case. Then, and for analysis, you must provide logical chain of reasoning. Cause and effect is a very good thing here, why you're thinking this is the benefit, what's the effect of this benefit. Okay. Then the assessment should be balanced, okay, and contextualized. You can use quantitative data, my favorite, and also qualitative information from the case, okay, and you have to show this competing argument of factors, okay. Based on that, we will be understanding that whether it's really beneficial or not. Okay, so let's move to the sample answer here. So see if we started with the definition. International trade allows a country to obtain goods and services it may not be able to produce by itself. Okay, so yeah, this is a benefit, not a definition here. But you can start with a definition like they're not asking for the definition, but you'll mention it in such a way that it's like a benefit. Like you can say that trading between countries is the international trade, so which helps us to obtain goods and services that may not be produced locally. Okay, so no more benefit mentioned here, like it's available in any country, but in other country it's even cheaper. Then it increases your choice, welfare. Then because of specialization, it's beneficial for your export. Like you're getting better and better as you are focusing on one product. Then lots of opportunities are getting created. You can grow your business, increase your profit. It stimulates growth of the economy because of the international trade. It's providing jobs. Income is rising because of international trade. Then government can tax successful business and rising income to invest in future growth in education and healthcare. Okay, so they're linking with the case. Okay, so that's another benefit, and all these tax and earned by the government due to international trade and the investment and the rising income. So it will benefit the country as a whole. Like they can spend on their education and healthcare. Okay. Next, uh, evaluation part. You don't need to input all the points over here. And there are more than enough points here. So you can choose among them. So for this evaluation part, you need at least 2 sentences. To be safer, you can have 3 sentences. Okay, that's enough. So you must start with a however. I prefer however. So however, you'll mention that yeah, there are some criticism of this benefit, or international trade is has some disadvantages or limitations. So see that it allows more competition. So more competition is bad for the domestic farm. So they may even close down. Okay, that's a bad thing. Then, so if domestic farm closes down, it may lead to unemployment, income may reduce, and another criticism mentioned over here is that some say that it favors the more developed country. Okay, so international trade is good for developed and developing, both of them, but it's a common criticism that the developed countries like USA, UK, those countries are getting the most benefit. So countries like developing countries or Ireland, they might not be enjoying so much benefit because Ireland is comparatively less developed. Mm, okay. So these are the negative points here. Okay, so be careful. One common mistake in this kind of question is that in the question they ask for benefit. So many students will end up only focusing on benefits, but they're asking, see the discuss. So that means they're looking for a proper assessment over here. So the answer has to be balanced. Okay. Okay, next, let's go to number D. Okay, so for number D, we have a 12-mark question. So assess the importance of government incentives for business when choosing a production location. Okay, so there was a chapter based on this one, if you remember. Okay, so they're basically looking the factors that are beneficial for like you have a firm who is moving to a particular country, and over that country you'll produce particular goods and services, and government incentive in how it helps that firm doing production in that country. Okay, so you have to mention the importance, benefits, as well as the disadvantages or limitation. Okay. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so see, they're starting with the definition. And again, it's a 12-mark question. So again, we are doing a tentative marks distribution here. Two, and then 8 marks left, right? So 4 and 4. Okay, so that's a tentative marks distribution, 12 mark. Okay, so you have to come up with the definition, and you need to mention how it's working. You'll get how it's beneficial. You'll get 2 marks for that. You'll link it with the case, use numerical figures. You link with Ireland, and then you'll get the 2 marks for application. Then you need to analyze. You'll mention how it is important. So these are the points which shows that how important is it. And last of all, you'll mention how it's bad for us. So from the however part, you'll mention the uh, disadvantages or limitation of government incentive. Okay, so this is the structure. So let us quickly go through. What kind of benefits we are talking about here? So to attract FDI, government may provide lower tax rate for the new firm that is coming to your country, grants, subsidies, training, reduction of red tape, regulation, deregulation, to be more precise. Okay, so these things benefits the new firm, new multinational company, or the foreign firms. Okay, and see, we have a low tax from the case. Okay, 12.5%. Then also it says the more attractive destination compared to Portugal or Germany, because as they're charging higher tax rate in those countries compared to Ireland. Then we are analyzing this, the government incentive, such as 25% tax credit in Ireland. That's a good thing. It will save lots of money for the new firm who are investing in medtech and biopharma. And they can spend on research and innovation, and gain competitive advantage. Okay, then there are government policies which will be helpful, and ease of doing business is there. So then cost of setting business will reduce if government helps. Okay, then factors like no need to confine one particular location, such as need to close to a raw material. Okay, so yeah, government incentive may be the determining factor for the business that are global and have no need to confine their activities to one particular location. Okay, so they can go to multiple location. It's not like that they also only have to depend on raw materials. Government incentive is also a very attractive figure. And good point for MNCs to move to a particular country. Okay. Then the disadvantages or limitation or criticism. So start with however, and then other factors may be more important. Okay. This is a very common factor in any question. You can use this other factor. The factor you mentioned above, you're saying that no, not government incentive. Other factors are more important in this case, like the cost or availability of labor. Okay, if labor is expensive, then we might be in trouble. And then access to raw material, infrastructure, like roads, bridges, internet speed, political stability. So these are the other important factors. You'll find the list of these factors in the book. Then Ireland is a member of EU. Okay, so use member. So gaining open access to this market may have been the deciding factor. So the one of the main important factor of investing in Ireland is because they're part of EU, not because the Ireland government is helpful with incentives. Then, last of all, we have Irish workers are likely to be well educated. So we are moving there because of the workers, not incentive. They're educated, they're skilled. So that's a very good reason to move over there. Okay, that's it then. Let's move to the last question of section A. Assess the impact of skill shortages. Okay, if we don't have enough skill, then we'll be in trouble, right? And in order to gain the international competitiveness in the economy like Ireland. Okay, so same structure, two, two, four, and four. Okay. So it's a good way to keep track of this number. I'm repeating, these are tentative numbers from previous syllabus, but it gives you a good idea how much you write. Okay. So again, see, these are the knowledge points. Then we have this is application. Here's an application over here. Okay, then we have analysis here. Mm, more analysis here. Then we have evolution here. Okay, so see, that's the game plan. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so what do you mean by skill shortage? Okay, so this is one of the key words here. Okay, so it occurs when employers cannot find enough workers with a particular skill. This is happening in the technology sector in Ireland. So technology sector is developing, but there's always a shortage of skill. So the supply is not enough, but demand is there. So it's a problem, and impact includes both positive and negative. So we are starting with the negative point of view. The lack of supply may lead to rise in their wage rate or price of labor. Then, in other words, wages cost and cost both rise. Cost of production is rising. Forecast to increase by 15%. This numerical figure is not the case. Okay, then if the price of the product is increased to maintain the profitability, domestic products may lose competitiveness. Okay, so cost is rising, so it may push the price upward, and as a result, you may lose the competitiveness in the international market. So people may switch to other country. The customers will switch to other country for cheaper alternative. It may not just be a case of cost. Industries that require particular skill may find it hard to recruit sufficient number of workers. So That's a problem. Like maybe farms are ready to pay more, but if skills are not available, then it's a problem. So, another numerical figure from the case, 76% of the business in the technology sector said this was a problem in 2023. Okay, so see, two numerical figure already mentioned, and definitely it will ensure 2 marks for application. Okay, so more analysis. This means the output may be restricted. Okay, output is falling because you don't have enough skill, and then you lag behind. Mm, so it's a crucial thing, and you'll lose your competitiveness. And without the right skill, innovation will be a problem. You don't have enough skilled labor, so yeah, who will do your research and development? Okay, technological change will be hampered. So again, it will restrict competitiveness. So see all the points they're mentioning, and they're ending up with competitiveness, international competitiveness. Okay, so this is a good ending. Okay, then let's move to the evaluation part. How starting with, however, governments can intervene. Okay, if skill is a problem, government will intervene. They will come with the training and education, and come up with the skills required, and education and training. Um, then I'm sure maybe and this government is taking action, so it's a temporary thing. So this is a good evaluation point that can be used in multiple questions. In many questions, you can use this short-term and long-term problem. If you can distinguish this, this is a very good problem that you can mention in the evaluation part. In the above part, we are saying it's a bad thing, bad effects are there, and in the evaluation part, you're saying no, these bad parts are temporary. Then immigration, you can easily increase the supply using immigration. Let's bring the skilled labor from other country. And mm, aspects of an economy can compensate problem in the labor market, such as government incentive. Okay. And like in the previous question, we said that government incentive is one of the main thing. Okay, so this is another good evolution point. Focus on other factors. Okay, skill is not the big thing. Government incentives might be the main thing over here. Okay, then the last point, despite the skill shortage, Ireland is still very attractive location for FDI, with 9 of the world's top 10 medtech companies and 10 of the world's top 10 biopharma. And okay, so this is a very good application supporting the evaluation point. Okay, so that's all for today. We are ending the section A. In the next part, we will discuss section B from this question. Okay, thank you, everybody. Keep practicing.